Hi, I'm Chris Barker and welcome to Sheffield Sharks TV. Today, the Sharks are up against Newcastle Eagles. The Sharks have come away with 2 victories recently. Let's see if they can make it a hat-trick today. We're going to speak with Ian and see what the Sharks have to do to win the game today. I'm here with Ian. Now, obviously, the Newcastle Eagles are tough opponents for Sheffield Sharks. What do you think they have to do to overcome them today and get a victory?
I think you just got against the good teams. You've got to make them work for every single possession, from the tip to the end of the game. Make them take high pressure shots, make them make big tough shots, and if you can try and force them to do that for 40 minutes, then you're going to give yourself a chance to win the game. Sharks have seen success recently, when they've really moved the ball, they've got everybody involved, and I think the Newcastle team will look to take that away, so that'll be a key.
So they just need to work on them improvements and hopefully get a victory.
Yeah, and certainly the intensity, you've got to be dictating to the teams on defence and on offence, attacking them at every opportunity, because if you sit back and try and play a slow half-court game against this Newcastle side, then they've got too much experience really, and you're playing to their strengths.
Exactly. And who's your eye on tonight, player-wise?
For the Sharks, keeping watching really the backcourt, Nick, BJ. I think Mike Cook's been doing a good job recently. For Newcastle, they get a number of guys who can help, who can hurt you.
Yeah.
It's always great to watch Charles Smith keep playing just now, although, when I was still playing, I had many battles against them. And they've got 2 or 3 other guys who could really hurt you.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Okay. Enjoy the game.
Good afternoon, everybody. We're here at the EIS Sheffield, where the One Health Sharks are going to take on the table-topping Newcastle Eagles. We're with Ian McKinney this afternoon. Ian, how do you think the game's going to go?
Interesting, I think the Sharks lost a couple of close games recently, but have been competing against some good sides, so you would hope they've learned from recent experience and the benefits of playing hard, tough defence, moving the ball on offence. Sounds simple, but they've put that to good use recently. If they're able to do that tonight and dictate as much as they can, then we could see a great game. If they fail to do that, then you've got a side in Newcastle who will certainly punish you.
Yeah, the Sharks have been playing really to the level of the competition recently, so hopefully Newcastle table-topping team, it's going to be a good game. 5s are out there. We've got Jones, Fletcher, Defoe, Martin and Thompson for Newcastle, Oluwabalola, Mike Tuck, BJ Holmes, John Barber and Mike Cook for Sheffield. And Sheffield win the tip, Oluwabalola with the ball up top. Sheffield have been really deliberate at the start of the games. Gone in the post to Mike Cook, attacking the basket. Great move by Mike Tuck. Good offense, good start to the game for Sheffield. Defoe with the ball at the high post to Scott Martin. And that's what Darius Defoe likes to do. In the post, over the left shoulder with the right hand. Good defence by Sheffield though.
I'd like to see the Sharks just looking to attack a little bit more at the start of the offence. Good move there from Mike Cook. It's nice, they always seem to play better when they're looking to advance the ball a little bit quicker, get it into attacking positions. When they play and settle for moving the ball around the perimeter and not really looking to attack until they're 5 or 10 seconds into the shot clock, they're always up against it. But 2 plays there, Mike Cook signalled his intent from the start.
Yeah, I think as we've seen Sheffield through the season, when they've attacked the basket, that's when they've been at their best. Again, penetration to the middle, good shot from Barber, unfortunately didn't go down this time. Newcastle pushing. Good pass by Jones. Nice shot by Thompson. Barber with the offensive rebound and put back there. Sheffield attack the basket again and get something good from it.
Yeah, BJ again signalling his intent right from the beginning, looking to attack. And we saw 2 or 3 passes later, then we got a wide open jump shot.
Great rebound by BJ Holmes, good pass. Ref calls a travel. Sheffield swing the ball. BJ Holmes in the corner. Quick 3 is good for 3. BJ Holmes, that's a really good sign for Sheffield. They need BJ Holmes to be aggressive and score.
Yeah, he's been, again, at times an unselfish player, looks to get his teammates going, but sometimes in these big games you need your big players to step up and make shots early and do it for the whole 40 minutes. Great to see him taking those shots aggressively at the beginning.
Yeah, Defoe missed the layup there, but Newcastle 2 offensive rebounds, something that Sheffield can't afford to do. Great pass by Mike Cook, again penetration, and he finds Tuck for an easy layup.
Yeah, again, early offense. It might not lead to an immediate shot. Attacking the ball, the Sharks getting the ball below the free throw line into scoring positions within 2 or 3 seconds.
Defoe with a high screen. The help comes and Thompson's left wide open for a 3. Then Sheffield swing the ball. Babalola on the wing, puts it up for 3. Off right, and Newcastle in transition. And that's what Andre Jones does. He's really good in transition. Okay, probably a little quick on the shot from Sheffield. Okay, need to stay aggressive. Holmes with the ball up top. Sheffield look like they're in a 4 high set. BJ Holmes comes up the middle. Mike Tuck with a great seal. Good head fake and finish as well. Defoe didn't want to foul.
I think the key, Andrew, now is we've seen the Sharks team get some buckets and one, and they mustn't settle for a scoring race against Newcastle. They're creating some fantastic opportunities and converting them. They mustn't settle for a high-scoring game. They must continue to look to stop this Newcastle team to build some kind of a cushion and not be content to trade when they're playing well on offense. Must make that pressure count on D.
Mike Cook with the ball in the post again, kicks it out to Barber. A good effort by Mike Tuck on the board. Scott Martin though with the defensive rebound, and Jones in transition. Great steal by Olu Babalola. Here comes Sheffield on the break. And Mike Cook tries to force the action and comes up with a travel. Okay, 4 on 2 there from Sheffield. Really could have done with getting a good shot at the basket.
Again, that's where that discipline, you know, they really have to convert those, turn the stops into points. You know, 11-9, the Eagles as well as the Sharks have started, you know, still only 2 points down.
Yeah, little full court pressure from Sheffield here. Doubling Fletcher on the inbound. They inbound it to Jones, who's going to bring it up. Newcastle going to look for Defoe in the post here. Comes to the high post. Good defense by Babalola. And it's a Newcastle ball.
Again, good individual defense there, kept the player in front of him. Real tough shot. Sharks a little unlucky, I think, there not to get the ball back.
So Newcastle are going to inbound it from the end line with Scott Martin. Quick entry to Thompson. Puts up the 3 and is good. You cannot leave Andy Thompson open from 3. You know, Thompson, a player that was really effective in his first spell at Newcastle, has come back this year, not been probably as dominant as people thought he would be, but he's up to a good start today.
Yeah, a couple of good notes. As a player, that's what you love, a couple of good wide open looks to start the game. He can clearly shoot, and I'm sure with the experience Newcastle has seen, they'll look to go back to him at every opportunity now. There we go.
There we go. Thompson, 3 threes in the first quarter. He's got the hot hand. Newcastle are clearly looking for him. Sheffield need to clamp down on that.
Yeah, we've seen Newcastle's experience there. One guy's made 2 3-pointers, they're looking for him straight away. Managed to create another one. There he is with a fantastic block. Mike Cook again being aggressive. Sharks need to keep an eye on this scoreboard now, as well as they played. Those threes from Thompson have put them at a deficit already.
So Sheffield are going to take it out from the side. 10 seconds on the shot clock. BJ Holmes catches the ball. Is going to have to be aggressive here. Good aggressive move by BJ Holmes to draw the foul. Okay, so Sheffield being really aggressive. Okay, and even though the scoreboard 11 Sharks, 15 Eagles, okay, I think Atiba Lyons will be pretty happy with how Sheffield has started the game.
Yeah, I think so. He'll be pleased with their aggressiveness on offense. We saw BJ there, just with a little bit of space and opportunity to go one-on-one. You know, good things happen for the Sharks. Offensive rebounds we've seen already.
Newcastle with the ball in transition. Jones pushing it. Good screen by Defoe. Oh, great Euro step by Andre Jones, who draws the foul. And Newcastle are probably going to play with Fab Flournoy at the point now. Thompson with a quick 3. is no good, and John Barb with the rebound. Sheffield looking to push. BJ Holmes there. Good pass. Great pass by BJ Holmes. So there was no help defense. Okay. And Sharks down 2 now, 21-19.
Yeah, great job, Sharks. Again, we're seeing a little bit of a second unit here for the Eagles in, but there is a big part of it. Charles Smith, we talked about the space. He's got a slightly shorter guy on him. That's a green light.
Yeah, Sheffield did a good job there, pressuring Flournoy as he brought the ball up the floor, but he got the ball into the middle of the court to Defoe. Sheffield's defense stepped off their man, and Smith with a 3. Sheffield, BJ Holmes with a deep 3, it's no good. Great rebound by Mike Tucklow, puts it in. At the end of the quarter, we got the Eagles with 24, Sharks by 21. Ian, what do you think the Sharks will be talking about during this break?
I think they'll be pleased. They've been highly aggressive on offense, which is great. You always want to see that. I think Atiba's message will be 24 points is too many. Contest those 3-point shots. Make Thompson, Smith put the ball on the floor and beat you going to the bucket to make tough shots.
We'll be back for the second quarter as soon as it starts. So we're back for the second quarter. Sharks 21, Eagles 24. Mike Tuck leads the Sharks with 11. Andy Thompson leads all scorers with 13. Anything else that jumps out off the stats here?
Probably not on the stat sheet, but I think we have seen the Sharks come up with 2 or 3 hustle plays with those 50-50 balls and a couple of them on the floor. And sometimes that's not always recorded on the paper, but that is the difference between the teams. And in that sense, I think Atiba will be pleased with his team's effort in that first quarter.
Lewis misses there. Newcastle with the rebound, and there we see Sheffield scared of Charles Smith shooting it. Defoe gets a post-up layup inside. Sharks swing the ball. Barber with the ball screen. Nick Lewis going to the right hand. He's generally strong. Quick shot by Horseman is no good. Fletcher with the rebound for Newcastle. Gets a ball screen off Flournoy, and Newcastle inside to Newcastle getting great move by Darius Defoe with the up and under there.
Yeah, quick feet. I thought he may have had 3 steps, but obviously picked the ball up in time. The referee said 2. And Newcastle, just the Sharks keep an eye here. 7 points, moving the ball well, which means they normally get good things.
Good offense by Sheffield there. Moved the ball. Cook with a wide open 3, just a little short. Nick Lewis with pressure on Flournoy. Just a little bit too much.
Yeah, but again, the right play. You want to see him going, putting that pressure on. He's really got to work to move his feet. But the Sharks have enough players in the backcourt to try and get after teams, maybe a little bit more than they do even.
So Newcastle are going to bring it in from the side with Flournoy. 7-point game. They get it into Fletcher. Going to get ball screen from Charles Smith. And Defoe wasn't ready for that pass. Good look by Fletcher. Defoe not ready.
I think Nick's not going to sneak up on anybody tonight with the bright orange shoes and socks to go with them. So the teams will probably know where he is for most of the game.
Yeah, he does wear interesting shoes, does Nick Lewis. Ever since I've known him, he's always had colourful shoes. And when I first came, we were playing teammates at Sheffield, he had the bright red shoes. Great moves by Mike Cook with the up and under, but then picks up the technical foul afterwards. So the teams are coming back out. We've got 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Newcastle up 3, but Sheffield are on the line with 2 shots. If Babalola makes the second, probably going to see some full court pressure from Sheffield. Okay, just to try and slow Newcastle down a little bit, something they've done all season long. Clearly a tactic Atiba Lions likes. Babalola makes first, probably one of Sheffield's strongest free throw shooters, traditionally a good free throw shooter over his career.
Yeah, I think they've got a number of guys who can shoot the ball well. It just seems collectively on any given night, a couple of guys have had off nights to reduce the percentage as a team, but Olu's always been strong from the free throw line. He's shown it there with 2 more points.
So Sheffield with the pressure, Newcastle deal with it pretty well. Get the ball to Thompson, who shoots from deep. It's no good. Sheffield are out on the break with Babalola. Horseman attacks the baseline, extra pass, and a steal from Charles Smith. A good foul by Babalola to stop the break there.
Yeah, he did well, especially officials certainly looking to penalise hard fouls or fouls that stop the guys at half court, but he made a good attempt to get the ball there, almost got the steal. Won't be too disappointed to stop the fast break with a foul.
Now a bit of a controversial rule within basketball, stopping the break. I mean, I don't mind a foul. It's a tactic to do, but the refs sometimes are a bit trigger happy in this league with that call. Lanoy attacks the middle, extra pass to Jones, no good. Good rebound by Horseman, who pushes the ball up the wing and gets it to Babalola with a mismatch on Fletcher. Kicks it out to Barber. No good. Good box out by Fletcher there. Newcastle off and running. Great move by Ramon Fletcher, the spin and the finish.
Nice play. Went past the first guy and then took it up against, that's no mean feat, shooting that left-hand hook shot, semi-hook over Olu Babalola. Great, fantastic skill, fantastic move.
Nick Lewis with a fadeaway, great shot by Lewis. Little bit of a high advantage over his man. Good concentration to finish. Fletcher has it again. Bit of a mismatch with Horseman. Doesn't get there. Nick Lewis with the rebound. Sheffield need to look to push here.
5 on 4 here. They must space the floor. Great move, Mike Cook again being aggressive right at the start of the offense.
And Sheffield are at 1 now, 34-33. Subs are coming in. BJ Holmes is going to come in is not going to come in. Substitutions cancelled. Again, there's the TV Lions looking shocked. Have got the momentum. We don't want to change anything right now.
No, and in a strange way, their rotation's been reduced slightly with Zach Gachette's injury. And we're seeing, despite a good bucket from Thompson there, unselfish play from Smith. I think the Sharks, in a way, are benefiting from the reduced rotation. They're seeing guys on the floor together a little bit more than normal. And they're certainly rewarding that with an extended intensity on defence, although another disappointing play there in a tight game.
Sheffield in danger of a 24-second violation here. Lewis sees it, gets it up, but it's no good, and we're going to get a 24-second violation, and Newcastle are going to take it out on the side. Good defence by Newcastle there, got a hand on the ball, made it difficult for Sheffield to get a good look.
Again, a couple of good defensive possessions from the Sharks. Again, mustn't be content just because they got to stop. They've got to make every single defensive play count and every turnover count, rather than just being content to trade with a team that's very dangerous and can make runs of their own.
Oh, big mismatch for Charles Smith there. Can't get it to go. Rebound by Andre Jones, who's very athletic for a guard. Is active on the offensive boards. But again, Sheffield got caught with BJ Holmes on Charles Smith. And once the double team came, opened up the offensive glass for Newcastle.
Yeah, space for Jones. I think Tebra will be tearing his hair out a little bit on that one as a coach. You hate to see guys getting fouled and in the lane and able to get that ball above the waist and up for the shot. If you're going to take that foul, make him make 2 shots from the free throw line rather than giving him a chance for all 3.
So Newcastle go up 4 after a great spell by Sheffield. Lewis has the ball up top, enters it to Horseman. BJ Holmes pops off the down screen and shoots the 3. It's no good. Rebound by Scott Martin, who pushes it. Charles Smith has the ball on the wing, and Newcastle are going to not turn it over and going to end up with a layup. Tough play for the Sharks there, and they call a timeout.
Yeah, a little unfortunate, the Sharks not able to come up. We saw in the first quarter every possession like that ball going up in the air, they were coming up with it. They didn't get it that time, and we saw it was the Eagles who managed to get the layup in the end.
So a bit unfortunate there for the Sharks, and they're going to call timeout and talk it over. So we come out of the timeout with 3:33 left in the half. The Eagles are up 40-34, and Sheffield are going to take the ball out on the end line with Babalola. And Newcastle are going to show a bit of full court pressure. Okay, not something that they generally tend to do. Didn't do the whole time I was there, but they're trying to take the ball out of BJ Holmes' hands here. And Mike Cook is going to handle the ball for Sheffield. Okay, brings it up on the sideline. He's going to swing to Babalola, who just gets it to BJ Holmes, who's double teamed, and Newcastle almost come up with a steal again.
Again, good experience. Not a classic pressing team, but every player on the floor for the Eagles recognising just that half a chance to maybe get a steal there. We won't see them do it for the whole game as the Sharks might be doing, but they'll take their opportunities and look to pressure the guards whenever they can.
So Holmes has it up top against Jones. Gets a semi-screen from Mike Tuck. Gets the ball over to Barber, who finishes a tough layup over Defoe and Flanoy. Newcastle take it out and get the ball into Flanoy, who has it at half court. Charles Smith pops up top, gets the ball to Jones on the wing. Defoe comes to the post. Quick reversal to Scott Martin, who is no good. Mike Cook with the rebound, and he's off and running. Gets the ball to Tuck. Great pass by BJ Holmes to get it down to Mike Tuck. Can't get the shot for Mike Cook with the air ball. And Newcastle off and running now. And Andre Jones is going to attack and finish as well in the break.
The Sharks had the ball 5 seconds before that layup. Mike Tuck had the ball under the bucket with a mismatch. Somehow they managed to turn that advantage into a layup at the other end of the floor.
Again, Jones attacks. Great pass by Andre Jones to Defoe, who lays it up. And there's an example of one, and Defoe does get the finish before Mike Tuck couldn't quite manage it. And Newcastle out to an 8-point advantage. Quick attack from Babalola, manages to draw the foul on Flanoy. Okay, good move by Babalola, attacking the middle. He really likes to go to that left hand though.
I think we've just seen a slight dip in the Sharks' intensity here, probably something that Coach Lyons wants to talk about. We saw a phenomenal job from them all in the first 15 minutes of the game. Newcastle have shown you switch off for 30 seconds and that lead goes from 2 or 3 up to 8 points already, so nothing they can't bring back, but a smart move by Lyons to talk that over with his team.
Yeah, so Sheffield call the timeout, the Eagles 44, the Sharks 36. We'll be right back. So we come out of the timeout, 1:58 left in the half. Sheffield are going to inbound the ball with Nick Lewis on the side. BJ Holmes is on the baseline, but they enter it to Mike Tuck. Nick Lewis comes with a handoff. Good screen by Tuck, and Sheffield have forced the switch here. Lewis trying to take Defoe one-on-one, but Defoe's pretty quick for a big guy, and that was a tough shot by Lewis. Shot clock doesn't reset, and BJ Holmes is forced to shoot the 3. Newcastle with the rebound.
Yeah, it looked a little rushed, but he recognised there's only 2 seconds on the shot clock. Sharks very disappointing, right out of a timeout, conceding a layup. One screen at the top of the key and somebody just dribbled the ball right down the lane.
Good drive by Jones there, attacking the basket. Lewis comes off a down screen from Barber. Mike Tuck wide open for 3. It's no good. Jones gets a hand on it, saves it to BJ Holmes. Sheffield with the advantage. Lewis for 3. It's no good. Great rebound by Barber, and Horseman can't finish. And Newcastle off and running again. And BJ Holmes takes a hard foul there, but I think both players, quite happy with that. No reaction from Jones, and he's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, he recognised no intent to cause harm. He just wanted to, we talked about it earlier, really important you stop them getting that shot off and give them the chance for the 3-point play. I think Coach Lyons will be disappointed. He called the timeout to try and change that momentum, but if anything, we've seen Newcastle, even in just the last 30 seconds, come out and increase their intensity slightly.
So Jones makes the first. Okay, a player that Newcastle brought in after the start of the season, but has just absolutely fitted in and bought into their system fantastically. Was arguably the MVP in the cup final. Just a great pickup by Newcastle.
Yeah, real talent, but the kind of guy you want on your team. Uses his talent in the right places, works hard for his teammates, and we've seen already tonight has the ability to score, but he does that within the framework of the team. He doesn't step outside that and risk disrupting his teammates.
So Lewis has it, guarded by Jones. Barber pops up, reverses the ball to Horseman, who's feeling the pressure from Martin. Gets the ball to Barber in the post, guarded by Defoe. Oh, gets Defoe off his feet and draws a foul. Good move, good shot fake by John Barber. So that's Defoe's first foul. And Sheffield are going to take it out from the end. And Horseman's going to take it out. Nick Lewis probably going to come off the screen. Gets the ball in the corner, but Jones is right there. And Newcastle double team. Babalola with the attack left. Good pass. And draws a foul on Darius Defoe again. 2 quick fouls in the space of 10 seconds for Defoe. But good attack by Olu Babalola. Forced the help to come. They dished it off, and Horseman took it up strong.
Yeah, it was a great pass. You'd like to maybe have seen Patrick extend a little bit more. Anytime you look to pump the ball or bring it back down again, you risk not getting the call. Really got to try and fight through that. Gives yourself half a chance of making a layup as well. But it's a good strong move, unselfish play from Babalola. See if he can convert from the foul line.
The Horseman misses the first. The Sharks still down 12.
Sharks with a slightly bigger lineup now, so we'll see if they continue with the pressure up the court.
Misses
see if that
second.
makes any difference on the offense, on the defensive end in terms of rebounding.
Good rebound by Thompson. Saves it to Jones. There's no good with the layup, and Lewis with the rebound. Sheffield got away with there with Smith missing a 3. 15 seconds in the half. Lewis is going to hold it for 1.
About a second difference between the shot clock and the game clock, but I'm sure the Sharks will get the last shot here.
Calls for the ball screen off Tuck. Newcastle switch. Good drive by Lewis. Great finish by Lewis. Great composure at the end of the half there. Really waited, didn't give Newcastle a chance to get a shot off.
Yeah, smart play. Good to get a mini momentum going into half time. But certainly lots for the Sharks to think about there during the break. They've seen what works, but they've equally seen how this Newcastle team, if your intensity drops, can really punish you and put their own spurt together. We see the Eagles leading by 10 and 48 points. We said 24 was too much in a quarter, and we've seen that again in the second quarter. So if they get 96, the Sharks will not win this game.
Okay, we'll be back after half time with the second half. Okay, hopefully the Sharks can go in there and regroup and come out in the second half nice and strong. Barber with the jump shot is no good. Rebound by Defoe, but Mike Tuck going to the middle of the lane. Pass was probably a little bit too high for Barber to get a clean shot, but he stuck with it and ended up with something. Jones attacks. Good defense by Babalola. Defoe in the post again. Is called for the travel.
He's taken 3 steps most other times and they've let him get away with it, so I can understand why I'll go back to it, but good play for the Sharks. 10 points, key for them to come out and dictate for the, on offense and defense. They must attack, they must be aggressive on defense if they're going to chip into this lead.
Yeah, so Barber with a good aggression on defense. BJ Holmes has it up top. Sheffield go to the high screener rolls. Mike Tuck rolls. Babalola with the crossover to the right hand is fouled by Defoe on the body. A good drive by Babalola to the right hand this time. 2 shots to Sheffield.
Yeah, smart play. Good to see him not settle for what could have been an open 3-point shot. Attacking that glass, picking up another foul on the Eagles. And also the advantage of the foul shots is that it does give the Sharks a chance to set that press up and try and slow Newcastle down.
So the first one's good for Babalola. A really interesting free throw routine he has where he puts the ball behind his back. He's done it though. I've known him a long time. He's always done it. I've just never seen anyone else do anything like that before.
No, and equally, I've never seen him bounce the ball off his heels either, which is one of the things you think might happen with somebody dribbling it behind the back, especially a big guy who aren't always famed for their ability to handle the ball.
So Babalola makes both, but Jones comes right back and hits a nice pull-up jump shot. BJ Holmes looking for the lead pass, but it wasn't there. Mike Cook reverses the ball. Cook with the down screen. Newcastle switching most of the screens on defense. Defoe on Cook. with a pull-up is a little short, and Andre Jones with a rebound. Who hits Thompson for another three, and he's short this time. Thompson misses, and good rebound by Mike Cook. Babalola for three is long, and Newcastle are going to slow it down here. Good help by Mike Cook. Fletcher gets to the baseline, to Martin, back to Fletcher. Is no good. A good box out by Mike Cook, and he's off and he's running.
The broken play again now. It's key the Sharks come up with a good look here. You know, it's an opportunity after a couple of poor decisions to eat into this lead.
Good job by Mike Cook sticking with it. Got knocked away, but he picked it up and found Nick Lewis under the basket for the layup, and the lead back down to 13.
Yeah, I said he wouldn't sneak up on anybody, but Nick snuck up underneath the bucket there, made himself available to Mike, and it's good to see him finish under the basket.
Yeah, he did. He did. He could have waited in the corner, but he didn't. He cut to the basket when the defense turned its head and got a good layup. Good defense by Lewis there. Jones looking for the foul.
Yeah, great defense again. Got his chest in front of him, and we're seeing already good things happen when the Sharks look to attack early.
Sheffield have the ball. Mike Tuck with the handoff to Lewis, and Sheffield have forced the switch here. Good patience by Mike Cook in the lane with a jump stop, and finished well with a finger roll, and the lead back down to 11.
Yeah, Eagles asking for a travel there, but Mike Cook got away with it. Nice finish in the paint. We've seen that momentum shift the Sharks needed. Lead down to 11 points now. They've got to keep working. Fantastic steal from Nick Lewis.
Good job by Sheffield getting the steal. They couldn't convert on the 3-on-2. Good defense by Scott Martin. The game's getting a bit scrappy now. Holmes with the steal now, and it's a 2-on-3 for Sheffield.
Yeah, broken play again. You want to see the Sharks try and get the ball, attack, get a good look, and continue to eat into this lead.
And Babalola is good for three, and the lead back down to 8. So a bit of a scrappy period in the game for both teams there, but Sheffield come out better with Babalola making a three, forcing the timeout from Newcastle. So Sharks down 8, Newcastle bring the ball in from the end line. A little bit of pressure on Fletcher, but nothing too serious. He has the ball in the right corner of Newcastle's offensive half to Martin, and Jones pops open right under the bucket and draws a foul on Nick Lewis. Caught Lewis there turning his head, and good cut along the baseline by Jones.
Yeah, just caught out, made up for it. Not in foul trouble yet, and again a smart foul stopping him getting the shot away. But it's those little things. Just a little turn of the head, gave a layup the other way. Sharks, we've seen in a few games when they can really concentrate for the full 24. We're really forcing teams to take tough shots at the end of the clock. But any letdowns in that last 5 seconds, it really hurts you if it's going to lead to 2 free throws.
So Jones makes the first, pushes the lead back out to 9. Makes a second, lead back at 10. And again, a little bit of token pressure from Jones, nothing serious as Sheffield reverse the ball, and Mike Cook has an interesting matchup with Scott Martin guarding Mike Cook for Newcastle. Thompson picks up the fourth, stepping out. Yeah, good call by the ref.
Yeah, smart play, BJ Holmes too. Smart play. Saw Thompson come in as soon as he felt that contact. Made sure everybody in the venue saw that. So maybe not such a smart play from Thompson. Somebody dribbling away from the bucket to draw that contact, and that's certainly a bonus for the Sharks that he's out of the game for probably until deep into the fourth quarter.
So Lewis has it guarded by Jones. Jones doesn't let him get to the screen. Good pass by Lewis. And one, Charles Smith caught reaching in. Okay, good finish by Barber there. Great pass by Nick Lewis there though.
Yeah, good vision under a degree of pressure there for Nick. Great vision, and I think John Barber certainly excels a little bit more in broken play, picking up offensive boards. For his size and frame, he doesn't look as comfortable as a kind of back to the basket, receiving the ball kind of player. He's got a good jump shot on him, but as a slasher and somebody who's available, and with his athleticism, really provides the Shark with a presence inside the paint.
So Barber misses a free throw. Martin and Horseman hit the floor, but Newcastle break. Flanoy with the screen, forces the switch. Charles Smith has it, goes straight at Mike Cook. Fab with the rebound to Scott Martin, and it's good for 2 with the free throw line jump shot. Sheffield push the ball, good seal by Barber. Double team, Sheffield swing the ball. Good extra pass by Mike Cook, and Horseman's good for 2. Good pass by Mike Cook.
Yeah, good ball movement from the Sharks. Just saw attack dish, led to a wide open jumper.
As Newcastle run it back the other way, and Jones tried to force a pass in there to Fab. Good hands by Holmes, knocking it out of bounds. Charles Smith's going to take it out for Newcastle underneath to Jones. Smith comes off the screen, but they get it to Fab. Fletcher with the penetration. And Scott Martin is good again for 2. Okay, good patience by Scott Martin.
Yeah, good job rushing him off the three-point line, but one dribble, another wide open jump shot, made it. It was a good shot.
Mike Cook dribbles to the baseline, is double teamed. Barber behind the back, dribbles it off his foot, and Scott Martin hits the floor, and we got a jump ball. Sheffield are going to have it with 11 seconds still on the shot clock.
You love to see that intensity from your teammates. Martin there, putting his nose and his body on the line there for his team. Yes, the Sharks get the ball back, but by creating a jump ball, that means the Eagles will get the next one. So they saw that as a positive. All his teammates up off the bench reacting to credit him for that.
So again, one of the things Newcastle like to bait you into is go into that baseline, and when you get there, the help side is going to come. That time they trapped. Newcastle work the ball down to Jones, and again good extra pass by Newcastle, and good concentration by Jones to take the hit and score. Holmes coming off the double screen, kicks it to Babalola, thinks about it, attacks the basket, shoots a turnaround fadeaway. It's an amazing turnaround jump shot by Babalola there.
He's feeling it now. He wants that ball in his hands. Good job, the Sharks getting it in his hands. Let's see if he can keep it going for the rest of this quarter.
He's a player that can do that. I remember 3 or 4 years ago, he had about 21 in the first quarter of the semi-finals of the playoffs when we played, and absolutely knocked us out of the playoffs when I played for Newcastle. So he does have that ability. Lewis with a great crossover and finish, and Sheffield pulling it back slowly.
Yeah, he recognised I think it was Thompson or Martin, didn't want to help because Ollie was in the corner, so he gave him a little bit more space than he would normally have. Good finish in the lane.
Charles Smith is short, and Nick Lewis recovers the ball for Sheffield. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Holmes puts it up anyway. It's good for 3. Okay, 68-64. Newcastle are going to run it back and get a layup and one. Whoa.
Sharks will be kicking themselves at that one. Great play. Fletcher pushing the ball, recognising there was still 4 or 5 seconds left on the shot clock, or on the quarter. No, that's a long time. 3, 4, 5 actions. A couple of dribbles, ball in for a layup, and again we're seeing the Sharks with a foul and allowing Fab to get that shot off.
So 0.9 of a second left in the third. Newcastle have got the lead at 6 after a great shot by BJ Holmes. Okay, Flanoy makes it, and Sheffield are just going to inbound the ball, and Barber does not get it off, although it was pretty close. So good job from Sheffield pulling it back towards the end of the quarter. Unfortunately, that last 5 seconds they let Newcastle get out and get the and one, and we're going to come back to the fourth quarter with Newcastle with a 7-point lead. So we're back for the fourth quarter here at EIS Sheffield. Newcastle are going to inbound it. Fab Flanoy is going to take it out. The Eagles are up 7. Really important that Sheffield have a strong start to the quarter. They double team Fletcher so he can't get it, but now he's got it up top, and he's going to go to Smith. Inside to Scott Martin. He takes his time, backs out, gets it to Fletcher, who has it who's going to go into Charles Smith. We're going to have it. Oh, great defense by Sheffield there. Really took Newcastle out of what they wanted to do and forced a turnover.
Yeah, Mike Cook putting himself on the floor there. That's just what you want at the start of the quarter. Let's see if the Sharks can keep that up for the first few minutes and wrestle this momentum back after that huge play for the Eagles, taking what was a narrowing lead back out to 71 with a 3-point play at the end of the third quarter.
So good start to the quarter by Sheffield. Didn't even let Newcastle get a shot at the basket. They're going to bring it in from the side. It's really important that Sheffield get a good shot this time down. They swing it to Babalola. Mike Cook has it, again guarded by Scott Martin. To Lewis, who puts it on the floor with the fadeaway. It's no good, and Scott Martin pulls it in. And Charles Smith's going to bring it up the court. And he's going to back that Mike Cook down. Gets it out to Fletcher. Back to Smith with a quick three. Is good.
Yeah, he does a phenomenal job of recognizing when he's got anybody slightly shorter. He knows when he catches that ball with his feet kind of set, he's going to be able to get his shot off. Mentally, he's preparing himself before the ball arrives, which as a three-point shooter is what you always want to try and do.
Horseman drives, forces up the left hand, the layup is no good. Fletcher's going to go, and Babalola reaches in and fouls, and we're just going to have a normal personal foul, I think. Yeah, on Olu Babalola, just stopping the break, forcing Newcastle to take out on the side. Lewis and Horseman going to come out, Holmes and Tuck back in.
Yeah, good foul again, Olu. A little push the boundaries of what's legal in terms of open court fouls, but the right decision from the referee. You know, no intent. Stopped the play, made an attempt to get the ball. Let's see if the Sharks can pick that defense up again. Yeah,
I think there was, I'm not sure who it was, but I think there was another Sharks defender on the other side of the court. As Newcastle go down low to Defoe, he kicks it out with, great pass by Babalola, and Tuck will lay it up.
Good job, Babalola again.
Yeah, he recognised really quick that Tuck was out, and Sheffield coming out with a little pressure. Even their big guys stretched out on defence now, pressuring the ball. Newcastle, Defoe with it, turns it over. Mike Cook has it, is fouled by either Flanoy or Martin. And Fab Flanoy doesn't look happy right now.
Smart play though, and here we see Thompson. This is a bold sub from the Eagles. You know, they've recognised there might be a slight shift in momentum. Thompson comes into the game with 4 fouls, and Cook goes to the line for 2.
So Mike Cook makes the first. Thompson does have 4 fouls, but he's played really well today. You know, Fab does trust his guys to, avoid that 5th foul in those situations. But Newcastle probably need him to stretch the floor right now because Sheffield is stretching out that defense.
Yeah, and let's see if the Sharks recognise that. Another steal for the Sharks. See if they can convert.
Newcastle get back, and Babalola with it. Good pass to Tuck, and there's Thompson avoiding the foul, and Tuck with easy layup.
Great job, Babalola again. He's really recognised when to attack, when to shoot, when to dish. He's certainly starting to hurt the Eagles. He'll want the ball in his hands more and more.
Thompson sticks with it.
Come back after the break for the final instalment of this great game.
And Newcastle stick with it, get a couple of offensive rebounds, and Scott Martin lays it in.
That really hurts the Sharks there. Great effort, great defense. Chance to get the ball with being 4 points down, give up an offensive rebound, and here they are 6 behind.
Extra pass by Babalola for 3 again. He's a little short this time. Charles Smith with the rebound. And Fletcher has it on the side, and Charles Smith, nobody guarding him. Now Holmes comes across. Smith with the pass to Thompson, to Martin, and it's going to go back to Charles Smith in the post. Quick double, Fletcher wide open, no good. Rebound, BJ Holmes. Ahead to Barber. Misses a layup. Martin with the rebound, and it's out of bounds off Newcastle Sheffield ball.
Yeah, good job Mike Tuck recognising an opportunity to just sneak a hand on the ball. Sharks will be disappointed again not to convert that and keep eating into this lead. I think it's key as they're on top on defence that they get this lead back to level pegging or build a lead of their own, because you know the Eagles are a team of runs as well, and you don't want them to be 4 or 5 ahead and make a run to go 10 behind. 6:46 to go, every possession key from here on in.
Holmes pops open, turns down the shot, Lewis to the middle, double clutch and banks it in, going left. Great shot by Lewis. And the Sharks are down 4, Jones has it. To Scott Martin, wide open for 3, is no good. Good box out by BJ Holmes, but Jones just a little bit too big. Nothing BJ Holmes could have done about that. And we got a foul called.
And as much as we've praised the Sharks tonight for their intensity at times, there's 2 big offensive rebounds inside the last 8 minutes of the game that's preventing them from recapturing this lead themselves. They must keep the Eagles off the glass, who will keep attacking.
So Jones has it up top, comes off the Thompson screen, forces the switch, and Jones has it against Tuck, penetrates, is blocked by Lewis. Thompson with the rebound, no good. And Sheffield bring the ball away with BJ Holmes, who slows it down and looks to get something good. Sheffield going to run Lewis off a couple of screens. Will come to Babalola, who goes to the middle, kicks it out to Barber for 3. No good. Charles Smith with the rebound, outlet to Jones, and he's 1-on-1 with Lewis. And finishes really well with the left hand. So Newcastle up 78-72. BJ Holmes with the ball at the top, going to go to the high screen and roll. With a pass to Tug, Fab Flanoy sees it and steals the ball, and it heads to Charles Smith. Good hands by Nick Lewis to break up the play. And Mike Cook's going to come back for Babalola. Newcastle enter it to Thompson, he gets it to Jones. And they go down to Charles Smith, guarded by Mike Cook again. Out to Jones, who attacks. Step back jump shot is good for 2.
He's been really impressive tonight, just going about his business, scoring, very efficient, very effective player. Gets all his points either in the open court or within the offense. And he's certainly been a thorn in the side of the Sharks tonight.
Thompson gets a hand on the ball. BJ Holmes goes to the basket, protects the ball really well. There goes to the left hand. There's a bit of confusion inbound in the ball. Thompson and Holmes bang into each other, and the refs, I think, going to do the sensible thing and let Newcastle bring it in from the end rather than call a foul.
Yeah, smart play from BJ. Probably equally happy to draw the contact, but for Thompson that's a risk. Let's see if the Sharks can convert that into a smart possession at the other end and make the Eagles work. We see another early shot. Sharks giving up another shot in the lane. Lead back to 8. The Sharks must get 5 guys back in the lane and make the Eagles work the ball into the post, and see the shots in the last 4 or 5 seconds of the shot clock, not the first 4 or 5.
So BJ Holmes goes down the middle, gets Thompson on him. Thompson doesn't want to foul. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Extra pass. Babalola's going to have to shoot it, and Sheffield don't get it off. Bit of indecision there about what Sheffield wanted to do.
Yeah, Newcastle did a good job. Credit their defence. They saw Holmes pinned in the corner. They didn't let him out. And he was faced with trying to make a tough pass and a big play.
So Flanoy with the ball gets into the middle, brings it back out. Backdoor to Jones, who finishes again with the left hand. And the lead out to 10, 84-77.
Another great play, smart backdoor cut. It's just good basketball, difficult to stop.
Again, good job by Babalola getting into the middle. They've probably forced that pass in there, and Flanoy gets a hand on it and knocks it off Barber's leg, forcing Sheffield into the timeout. Okay, they're down 10.
You've seen the difference between the two sides there. 2 or 3 turnovers and the Eagles are able to turn that into a 5 or 6 point or more run Sharks, when they've created 2 or 3 turnovers or had a couple of stops and maybe only scored 2 or 4 points, and they've never really eaten into that lead. I think it got to 6 or 7 points. But the Eagles again showing their experience and their ability when they do get those steals to turn them into easy points on offense.
Yeah, Newcastle went through a period where they shot quite a few threes, and obviously they've been in one of these timeouts and talked about it. Everything the last 2 or 3 minutes has been at the basket.
Yeah, and that's the difference. The Sharks were on a run. We saw all hit, a few 2 or 3 3-pointers. As a team, they haven't shot the ball well from beyond the arc tonight, and you would like to see that they've had success when they've continued to attack the basket. So yes, they'll need to make and take some big shots from here on in from the perimeter, but that mustn't be the first option.
So we come out of the timeout, 3:52 left. Eagles up by 10, and they're going to inbound it from the end line with Thompson. Full court pressure from Sheffield, taking Jones away. He works free and gets it, and BJ Holmes is going to give some token pressure up the court just to make Jones use some clock, forces the switch, pulls up for 3, and it's good. I think that shot's just a product of playing well the rest of the game and feeling in rhythm and confident.
Yeah, he's when you've had so many looks and you've been attacking the basket, he's certainly really been the difference between the two. He's been able to turn those points on the good defensive plays there. We see it again, able to turn them into easy points on offense. And for me, that's been the difference between the two. The Sharks have had turnovers, played good defense, but they haven't been able to convert those into easy points on offense enough.
So Jones with the good pass to Martin, who lays it up. Mike Tuck with the ball up top to BJ Holmes. Some screening action inside, and Mike Cook has the ball on the wing, forces up a shot, is no good, and Andy Thompson with the rebound, and Newcastle are going to slow it down. Jones swings it to Martin with the head fake. He's going to get in the lane and is fouled by Babalola reaching in, but probably stopped a wide open layup. Nick Lewis is going to come back in for John Barber. With Newcastle up 15 at this point, and Sheffield really, approaching that time where they've got to do something now or it's going to be too late.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see a lot of pressure from here on in, but there we've seen the difference between the two. There's nothing flashy, there's nothing out of the ordinary. The Eagles have just remained relentless with that pressure, good decision making, and a lead that was 5 or 6 points ago, minute and a half ago. We've seen that extend out to 16 points, and effectively, barring anything unbelievably spectacular from the Sharks, will seal the game for them in 2.5 minutes. 17 points is possible, but quite improbable.
So Sheffield get the ball in the post to Babalola, looking for Cook on the baseline. Get good hands to break it up from Newcastle. So Sheffield will bring the ball in from the end line with Nick Lewis. Mike Cook to Babalola. Newcastle got Sheffield pinned in the corner. Babalola with a tough shot. Great rebound by Mike Cook and puts it back for 2. And Sheffield coming with a full court press.
Yeah, need to extend that pressure really. Cannot afford for the Eagles to run 20 seconds off for each of the possessions from now. They're going to have to take a few gambles to get there, but if you're going to give yourself a chance to win the game, they're really going to have to go after it. Good defensive series there.
Yeah, so Sheffield forced a turnover. Scott Martin throws out of bounds. And Sheffield are going to take a timeout. Probably looking at their last throw of the dice here, as to what they're going to do. So 1:52 to go. Eagles up 91-76. Sheffield are going to take the ball out on the sideline with Nick Lewis. It's like they're setting up to one of their favourite plays. They're going to bring home, they're going to enter it to Babalola and bring Lewis off the handoff. And here comes BJ Holmes off the second handoff. Newcastle with the double team again. And the refs are going to call a foul on Fab Flanoy reaching in.
Love that look from Fab. Love that look. He goes after that ball every time. Will challenge, question, push the boundaries of what's legal, but you've got to love seeing him. That intensity in his eyes. 1 minute 40, they're 15 ahead, and he's not accepting anything less from his players, so he's leading by example.
Mike Cook with a quick pull-up three is good for Sheffield. Pulls it back to a 12-point game, and full court press from Sheffield. Flanoy picks it up. Thompson has it now with BJ Holmes guarding him. Picks up his dribble, gets it to Flanoy.
Need to stop the clock, really.
And Sheffield let all that time run off the shot clock and then foul. You know, with probably a player they'd want to send to the free throw line with the ball in his hands for 7 or 8 seconds.
Yeah, I wonder why it did take them so long. That's BJ's 4th. Sharks only just in the bonus, so they, could have gambled even more, I think, there with a foul to give. But actually, like you said, they'll be wanting to put the Eagles onto the line, make them win it from the free throw line to give yourself half a chance.
So Fletcher comes back in for Newcastle just to give them more ball handlers on the ball. Scott Martin drives baseline and lays it up. So now we got Dave Forrester walking all over the court. Not really sure what's going on.
I don't think
get off the court, Dave.
I don't think he's sure. Certainly a little bit of confusion out there created, and maybe a little bit fortunate having run onto the court to attract the officials' attention that they didn't take any other action, but they've seen sense, stop the game, and order is restored once more.
I think coaches always wanted to be players. Always have been, always will be. So Sheffield are going to take the ball out from the side with 1:08 to go, down 14. Hand off to Lewis, who's going to force a three. It's no good, and Jones rebounds the ball.
On the defense.
Foul's called on Mike Cook with Fletcher pushing the ball. He's going to go to the line and shoot 2. And it looks like this one's getting away from Sheffield. Eagles up 14 and on the free throw line.
Yeah, I think they recognise their chance, and it was a real chance. They were within 4 or 5 with 3.5 minutes to go. They were in this game. The score reflects a slightly bigger margin than you might expect, and we've seen the Eagles, take advantage of their experience to extend this lead in the last 3 minutes. But the Sharks certainly did enough to be in this game, but just weren't able to make the tough big shots when they really, really needed to.
And Babalola makes another 3. That's 4 for him in the game. Fletcher with the ball. Babalola fouls quickly to stop the clock, and Fletcher will go back to the line. But I think you've summed up there, Ian. The difference in the game probably been the Eagles' experience and playing together and adding that one elite player. And Andre Jones had a great game.
Yeah, he's certainly been the difference between the two sides tonight. I think you've got to credit his athleticism, his ability to read the game. He is not a selfish player, and he's almost quietly gone about his business and ended up with 30 points tonight. The Eagles don't throw him the ball and design all the plays for him, but he recognises when he can score. His teammates recognise when he's in a position to score, and he does a phenomenal job of it. I think the other difference for me is that the Eagles, yes, the experience, but that ability to convert turnovers and good defence into easy points on offence. The Sharks have had to work a little bit too hard for everything tonight.
Nick Lewis throws it down after breaking through the defence. For the Eagles, Eddie Matthews has checked in for Fab Flanoy, someone that's gone through the Eagles junior system, a pretty good shooter. Drive to the basket and is blocked by Lewis. Great play by Nick Lewis, showing his athleticism there. But for Sheffield, Ian, who do you think been the most valuable player tonight?
I think we've seen a phenomenal game from Mike Tuck, who's been a real presence inside, and we certainly, when he was playing well, we saw the Sharks playing well. But for me, I think for his decision making, a good presence inside, and made some big tough shots to give the Sharks a chance. For me, Olu Babalola has been the influential player for the Sharks this evening.
So Olu Babalola, the Sharks MVP. The Sharks go down 97-84 to Newcastle, just coming up a little short. Okay, like we said, scoreline probably doesn't reflect the tightness of the game, but the Eagles just come out on top, making the big plays at the big time. Okay, we're going to throw it back to Chris now, and hopefully we'll see everybody next time.
Thank you for all your support, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to all our sponsors, our partners, and to our volunteers, and particularly you, the audience. We'll see you back here. It's 4 o'clock, and it'll be the last Ladies and gentlemen, we have our MV presentation, which is sponsored by Napoleon's Casino at Allerton, and our match day sponsors have brought all their guests out today from Beaumont's Insurance, accompanied by Sarah Bakovic. Our MVP
well done.
Someone there, 2 steals, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, 18 points. Olu Babalola.
So the Sharks MVP tonight, Olu Babalola, 18 points, 4 big 3-pointers, but I think just the right play at the right time more than anything, Ian.
Yeah, he made good decisions all night. Was definitely the standout player for the Sharks, and when he was making the shots, you know, he almost single-handedly brought them back to give them a chance of winning the game. Unfortunately, just ran out of steam a little bit as a team, but he was the dominant force for the Sharks this evening.
So great game from Olu. He's the Sharks MVP tonight, and for myself and Ian, it's good evening.
You can watch it all again. Thank you to Napoleon's, and thank you to our match sponsors, Beaumont's Insurance Brokers. If you'd like to sponsor the Sharks or get involved, please come and speak to us or get in touch with us at the Sharks office.
I'm here with the MVP. Congratulations. Give us your thoughts on the game.
Thank you. It was a tough game. Obviously, we lost. We're not very happy with it. I think we got some work to do. We got to play more smart down the stretch, because anytime we play against good teams and it's close, you struggle. So we've proven that against teams that are like in the middle of the table and lower teams, that if it's close towards the end, we can close out. But against the top teams, we really struggle, and that's maturity. So we got to show, especially me as an older guy, got to show team maturity and show that we can close out games against the best teams in the league.
Yeah. And going forward, what do you think needs to change, or how do you think you need to improve overall?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think we're playing hard now. We wasn't playing hard at the beginning of the year. Now we just have to show maturity. And it's on us, the older guys. You know, like there's things we usually do, but then towards the end of the game, people get tired and we don't do it. So it's on like me, especially, to like get on the guys and make sure that we do our jobs. Because if we can close out games against the top tier teams, we can make a push for finishing in the top end of the league.
Yeah. Great, thanks. Congratulations as well. Cheers. The Sharks take on Leicester Riders on Saturday the 7th of February at 7:30 p.m. away at Loughborough University. The Sharks return home on the 8th, taking on the London Lions here at EIS Sheffield. We will be back with coverage on the game the following Friday at 7 p.m. For more information, go to www.sharksbasketball.org.